staying out of this fray, and I find that to be interesting too.
You know, he's not the most disciplined person, as you well know.
Yeah.
But when something directly threatens him, he gets much more disciplined and much more focused. And I feel like the agita that we're sensing around him in the White House and in the administration about this, it is inevitably going to come back to Donald Trump had a conversation with Susie Wiles, and Susie Wiles called Pam Bondi, and Pam Bondi went off from there. And it is one of those failure modes where when you're doing a cover-up in government, it's the old Russian adage, 3 people can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. This will leak, it will get out, it will be, exposed to a greater or lesser degree. And I just find it fascinating how much risk he's willing to accept here by trying to hide this material.
I think that's right. I mean, it's not the crime, it's the cover-up in many of these cases. And, to me, you're absolutely right. You're right on, Rick. If there is some kind of evidence, if there's a paper trail, if there's something that can be tied back to a Trump directive to Susie Wiles, to Pam Bondi, I mean, it was just a little too cute the way they put this out on the 4th of July weekend. It was, I believe, Alex Eisenstadt, who's a political reporter, who broke this story. And Rick, you know how this world works. When something is leaked to a political reporter and not a Justice Department reporter, okay, something's going on there. What's that all about? And I just think that there are lots of questions here. And to some extent, this is Donald Trump and the rest of these cuckoo heads getting hoisted on their own petard, their own conspiracy theorist petard. And for many years, as we were just saying, Trump, J.D. Vance, Kash Patel, I mean, that's the whole lot of them. It's almost like his entire cabinet.
Right, Bongino and Patel in particular,
right,
were purveyors of the Epstein narrative that said, oh, it's Bill Clinton, it's Barack Obama, it's Oprah, it's Bill Gates, it's this, it's that. For years, I mean, this is the mystery, and I wonder if the MAGA folks out there in the country have processed this cognitive dissonance of, okay, if this file is full of Democrats who are horrible monsters, why aren't you revealing it? And I think that's where this tension's coming from, the grassroots folks who are really, I have never seen them this angry in a very
Alex
long
Jones was
crying. We have that. I think we have that tape somewhere.
It is asking, I don't know how they got Trump and the DOJ to do this, because the public is not buying it. No one is buying it. So I never saw any evidence of Trump involved in any of the stuff that came out. It was all fake. The fake Jane Does, all the crap. Eugene Carroll, the crazy leftist cat lady, all of it. So now, by coming in and being part of the cover-up, the Trump administration has become part of it. I mean, it's just you cannot see it any other way. So I just got to the office. I'm going to go throw up, actually. That's only happens every few years when something really, really bad happens or something. I mean, I'm physically going to pee probably right now. My mouth is watering right now.
Yeah, it's not good when his mouth is watering.
I never want to have that image in my head again.
Now I want to throw up.
Yeah. But I mean, as we came out of this incredibly terrible weekend in Texas, where Trump suddenly tries in this this Oval Office or cabinet room, I guess, briefing, where he's like, oh, we should be focusing on Texas, which they didn't do anything for 4 days with Texas until that point. I just feel like there's a stress fracture here, not only in the White House, but in this movement that has been so coherent and so unified for so long. They always swing back into line when it comes to messaging, and this is the one time that I've seen, maybe since January 6th, where they are fragmented and where there's this. I don't even know if Fox can get them out of this hole. I mean, I expect we're going to get a lot of culture war stuff over the weekend.
Yeah, they're bashing Superman. The Trump people put out the investigation into Comey and Brennan, even though didn't they already do that before?
Yeah.
Are they going to put on summer reruns? Is that what they're doing now? It's like, give me a break. The other thing too, Rick, is that if you delve in some of the details of the Epstein case, I mean, it is rather intriguing. For the longest time, I sort of wrote this off as, well, these are just the foaming at the mouth lunatics on the far right going nuts over this. But I had Julie Brown with Miami Journalist podcast. Yeah. She's absolutely brilliant, terrific investigative journalist. She herself says she's looked at all the evidence, talked to a lot of the people involved. She's not convinced that Epstein committed suicide. Now, I mean, I'm not trying to go down the rabbit hole or anything either, but there are some questions about this case, this missing video, and I don't know. Now that I'm focused on, thinking to myself, maybe there is something going on here.
The chain of coincidences, the Occam's razor of coincidences of they took a roommate out of his cell. The guards were, quote, sleeping. And there's
blankets in the mattresses.
Right, the blankets in the mattresses, all these things. And look, when I worked for Giuliani, I got a tour of NCC one time. And it was a lot more squared away, at least from my, guy, not a lot of prison experience, but, it seemed more squared away and organized and routine. And there were cameras on every damn surface, and somehow we only get one camera with a gap in it. I mean, the whole thing just smells just creepy and weird. I mean, and you've got a guy who had a reputation in Palm Beach as a Florida guy. I did a ton of corporate business down in Palm Beach. I had a lot of billionaire developer clients and all these wealthy guys down there that hired my firm to do crisis PR and all this other crap. Epstein was like a drumbeat under the surface. I never dealt with anybody directly but these guys were all like Jeffrey's parties, Jeffrey's girls.
Yeah.
And Trump and Epstein were running buddies in Palm Beach in New York during that window. And the death of this guy at the time, I remember a lot of Republicans were like, oh, Hillary Clinton had him killed. I don't know. The kimono argument here is, again, I hate the rabbit hole. I hate how attractive this rabbit hole is. But this rabbit hole is weirdly compelling right now.
And hey, they opened it up. You know what I mean? And Donald Trump made this his problem when he freaked out the other day in the cabinet meeting. I mean, to me, and when Pam Bondi, I mean, not to offend anybody, I don't mean to offend anybody, but to me, she sounds like Ricky Bobby's girlfriend, I'm a racer's wife, I don't work. I mean, can she sound like, just more ridiculous and more like cartoonish in this moment? She's like, I was just talking about the files,
Right. It was, and that was like the least credible way of putting it. It's like, so please don't play like law school first year semantics bullshit with us, girl.
Yeah, and she's the Attorney General. She was the Attorney General of Florida. I mean, I have to assume she knows something.
Right. By the way, this idea of 200 pages of documents, and then she demands to see more of it. Okay, are you telling me then that that a major federal case like Epstein produced only 200 pages of evidence, and when Alex Acosta tried, it only produced 200? Well, get out of here. Yeah. I mean, they generate 200 pages in a federal investigation in an hour sometimes.
That's right. And Julie was, when I talked to Julie Brown with the Miami Herald, she said when Pam Bondi said, oh, the list is on my desk, she said she laughed because there's no way all of those files, the Epstein files, she said they wouldn't even fit in her office.
Right.
She said that, you've had multiple agencies investigating this for almost 20 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, this goes back for a very long time. And some of it is videotapes and so on, but a lot of these files, Rick, have been redacted. Again, not to sound like I'm going down the rabbit hole or everything, but a lot of these files were heavily redacted. And I mean, talking to the experts that I've been talking to, the question is just sort of looming out there. What's with all the redactions? Why can't we unredact some of this stuff?
And there's one layer of redaction which I understand, like the stuff that's CSAM material and the identities of minors, but that's trivial. And it's the people. My pendant question is, who are the people that are involved in this? Who are the people who are the people that Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail? By the way, right down the road from me. She's in the she's in the North Florida Women's Federal Correctional Facility, which is a very unpleasant place by all accounts. Interesting. Who did she traffic them to?
Yeah.
Was this just, traffic to nobody? Traffic, the idea of it, concept of trafficking? It is the gap that they've given here for the public to look at this and go, no, bro, this is not real. You're not on the up and up, is monstrous.
And to have, to have Elon Musk, go after Trump and say he's in the Epstein files, and then earlier this week he's saying Steve Bannon's in the Epstein files, and then Steve Bannon comes out and says, he wants to have the Epstein files released.
Right.